You know, it's wild how the very first moments of your morning can ripple through your entire day. It's like the opening notes of a song, they really set the whole mood.
They absolutely do.
And for so many of us, especially as we get a little older, those precious quiet minutes right after waking can unintentionally transform into a rush, into a scramble.
Consider the calm we actually crave, yeah.
Exactly. You might find yourself waking up already tired, maybe, or feeling like you're rushing the moment your eyes open.
And that's exactly what we're tackling in the deep dive. Our mission today is to pull out the most vital, actionable insights from a really insightful source.
Okay.
It's 6 morning habits that bring peace, clarity, and strength after 70 from the YouTube channel Elderly Wisdom.
Right.
We've distilled the core wisdom here, so for you, our listener, it's a direct route to understanding simple, science-backed rituals that can genuinely reshape your mornings.
That's the core promise then. And it's not about big, sweeping overhauls or, complicated routines.
No, not at all.
These are small, deliberate habits. They're designed to help ease joint pain, maybe improve heart health, and really bring a quiet, steady rhythm to your day.
A foundation.
Yeah. So let's jump right in and unpack these 6 powerful yet surprisingly straightforward morning habits.
Let's do it.
Kicking us off is a habit that sounds intuitive, but I think many of us, myself included, sometimes don't realize how much we've drifted from it. Gentle wake up without screens.
The screen.
It's truly astonishing how often that phone or the TV is the very first thing we engage with.
It's a pervasive habit, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that immediate digital jolt is a significant issue, particularly for those over 70.
How so?
Well, when you instantly grab your phone, your brain is just flooded with a torrent of information, notifications, news, emails before it's had a chance to properly, stabilize.
It's stabilize from sleep.
Exactly. Think of your brain slowly emerging from sleep. It's transitioning through different brainwave states. An immediate screen can essentially shock your system. Studies show this rapid exposure to blue light and information overload can trigger a release of stress hormones like cortisol.
Okay.
It can immediately raise your blood pressure and even increase systemic inflammation, which directly impacts things like joint pain.
Wow.
Your body effectively reacts as if it's under attack right from the start of the day.
That's a powerful image, your body feeling under attack just from checking your phone.
It really is.
So if someone's currently doing that, what's the practical first step? Is it really about aiming for 30 minutes right away, or?
Well, it's about a mindful shift. The goal is to aim for those first 30 minutes to be completely screen-free.
Right.
But look, if that feels overwhelming, even 10 or 15 minutes is a fantastic start. Any break is good.
Okay, start small.
Yeah. This pause gives your nervous system the crucial time it needs to transition from deep rest to alertness without all that chaos. It's a proactive measure that protects your heart and your joints from those early morning inflammation spikes.
And what can you do in that time instead?
Simple things. You can just reconnect with your breath, notice your thoughts, or just observe the morning light coming in. It's about building a physiological calm.
I found Robert's story in the source so compelling. He was 78. He used to start his morning scrolling news headlines, thinking he was just staying informed,
Right, like many people do.
But he noticed his hands always felt stiff, and he'd start the day feeling anxious.
Yeah.
When he swapped that habit for just 20 minutes of quiet sitting and some gentle stretching.
It's just 20 minutes.
Yeah, he found his mornings were calmer, and what's more, the swelling in his knees significantly reduced.
Wow.
And this was without any changes to his diet or medications. It was literally just how he chose to greet the day.
It truly highlights how your body remembers what your mind rushes past sometimes. The quiet emotional power of that gentle transition is often underestimated. It truly sets a different tone, a foundation of calm for the entire day ahead.
Okay, all right, let's pivot from what you don't do to something incredibly simple you can do. Habit 2. A warm glass of water before anything else.
Yes. Simple but powerful.
This one feels like a surprisingly effective reset button. Think about it. Before coffee, before breakfast, even before your medications. Just a plain warm glass of water.
It is remarkably potent. See, after a night's rest, your body is naturally dehydrated.
Yeah.
Even if you don't feel thirsty.
Right.
That subtle lack of water can actually thicken your blood a bit, slow down your digestive system, and make your joints feel stiff.
Like trying to start a cold engine.
Exactly. It's like trying to drive a car on a cold morning without letting the engine warm up first.
Okay.
Warm water is key here. It encourages your body to relax. It stimulates the vagus nerve.
Which is the calming nerve, right?
That's the one.
Yeah.
Your body's main nerve for relaxation, slowing things down. And it genuinely supports bowel function, helps get things moving gently. It can even ease joint pain by gently loosening connective tissues that have tightened overnight.
And cold water doesn't do that.
Well, cold water can actually shock your digestive system a bit and cause a tightening effect.
Yeah.
Warm is generally better first thing.
It's interesting because so many of us immediately reach for coffee, almost like that's the first liquid.
It's the go-to morning ritual for many.
But the source mentioned Eleanor, 81 years old. She used to feel incredibly sluggish every morning. Her knees felt locked up, and she relied heavily on coffee just to feel functional.
Sounds familiar for some.
Her doctor suggested starting with a full glass of warm water. Within just 2 weeks, she saw a real difference.
2 weeks? What changed?
Easier bowel movements, her hands weren't as puffy, and she felt clearer-headed, needing less coffee to get going. It almost sounds too simple.
And that's often the beauty of these habits, isn't it? What's fascinating here is how frequently dehydration goes unnoticed.
Yeah.
Symptoms like chronic constipation, fatigue, brain fog, and yes, stiff joints are so often just blamed on a natural process of aging.
When it might be something simpler.
For many, the true culprit could simply be a lack of proper hydration right from the moment they wake up. Your body's just trying to operate without enough basic fuel.
Now that we've talked about preparing the body, let's shift to the mind. Our third habit is a quiet moment with yourself before the world enters.
This is a crucial one.
This means truly giving yourself at least 5 minutes of alone time each morning.
Just 5 minutes.
No television, no phone, no other people, and absolutely no agenda. Quiet.
This habit pushes against a deeply ingrained modern challenge, I think. Many of us, regardless of age, grew up in busy households where true silence felt rare, maybe even uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But for older adults, protecting that peace becomes an act of necessity. When you wake up, your brain is in this very unique receptive state. If you immediately jump into external noise, the news, social media, even just busy family conversations, your nervous system gets thrown into alert mode.
Instantly.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Your stress chemicals rise, your thoughts start racing, and that calm, nascent energy you had for the day is just squandered.
Right.
And this isn't about formal meditation or complex mindfulness practices necessarily. No, it's simply about being present with yourself. Just being. Sitting quietly.
I can relate to Walter, 76, from the source. He used to immediately turn on the news every morning. Barely noticed he was doing it,
It became automatic.
Yeah. But he realized he felt his heart rate pick up, and his mood would darken almost instantly.
That cortisol spike again.
After he adopted those 5 quiet minutes each morning, he said his whole day felt different, calmer, more thoughtful, and significantly reduced stress in his chest.
That's a profound shift from just 5 minutes.
But for someone who feels they need to check the news first thing, maybe to feel informed or prepared, how do they manage that transition? What's the practical advice?
That's a genuine shift in mindset, really. You're not ignoring the world. You're simply choosing to prepare yourself before you engage with it.
Okay.
The practical advice, make it non-negotiable, even if you start with just 2 minutes. Yeah. Maybe put your phone in another room overnight. Create a designated quiet corner if you can. It's really an act of self-respect.
Self-respect, how so?
You're reminding yourself that your own peace, your thoughts, your feelings, they deserve attention before the world starts making its demands. This builds inner stability. It allows you to be truly rooted against the day's inevitable challenges so the winds don't knock you over quite so easily.
Okay, so we've set the stage with quietness and hydration for the body and mind. Now, what about literally stepping into the day? Our next habit takes something many of us do, walking, and suggests a subtle but profound shift. A thoughtful walk. Not just a physical one.
Yes, the quality of the walk.
It's easy to just think of walking as mere exercise, right? But the source pointed out that many people bring their daily stresses along, just rehashing worries instead of finding clarity.
That's precisely the distinction. A thoughtful walk is a quiet, purposeful stroll where you actively allow yourself to notice your surroundings. You check in with your emotions, let your thoughts breathe, ideally without a phone or any sense of rushing.
So it's not about speed or distance.
Not primarily. It's about attention. The science here is quite clear. Morning walks significantly reduce cortisol, your main stress hormone.
Lowering stress.
Right. While simultaneously boosting dopamine and serotonin.
Ah, the feel-good chemicals.
Exactly. Linked directly to happiness, motivation, emotional stability. It's the mindful engagement with the walk, not just the physical movement, that unlocks these benefits and brings about a true sense of peace. Mindless movement, while still good for the body, doesn't quite bring that same inner calm.
The source mentions Carol, 71, who started walking alone after breakfast each day.
Okay.
Initially, it felt strange, she said. She found herself wanting to hurry back and get things done.
That pull of busyness.
Yeah. But slowly, she noticed her mind softening, her thoughts slowing down. She began to feel this deep gratitude for things she'd long ignored.
Like what?
Like the way the morning light hit the trees, the sound of birds she used to just tune out. Simple things.
It's remarkable how that walk transforms into a kind of sacred space, doesn't it? A personal sanctuary.
Yeah.
It genuinely strengthens your connection to life itself. And what's important for you, our listener, to remember is that if your legs are weak or joints ache,
Right, if a long walk isn't possible.
exactly. Even a short walk down a hall, maybe on a porch, or just through a quiet corner of your yard is enough. The point isn't distance, it's the quality of attention, bringing your presence to the movement.
That makes sense. Next up, our fifth habit is incredibly quiet, but sounds like it has immense power.
Write just one sentence.
The power of the pen.
This is about picking up a pen and writing a single sentence each morning. Not a full journal entry, not a to-do list.
No pressure.
Just one genuine line from you to yourself.
The problem this addresses is quite profound, actually. After 70, many individuals find they sort of stop hearing their own inner voice.
Yeah. So much energy gets spent reacting to external demands, whether it's managing pain, dealing with the news, keeping appointments.
Right, reacting instead of reflecting.
Precisely. This simple act of writing, even just one sentence, gives your fleeting thoughts a concrete home. It helps reconnect you to the truthful, authentic parts of yourself.
And there's a brain benefit, too.
Absolutely. From a brain health perspective, even short bursts of writing activate memory circuits, emotion circuits, reflection circuits.
Okay.
These are parts of the mind that can go a bit dim when days start to blur together. Writing, even just a few words, literally helps turn the lights back on.
The anecdote about Harold, who was 84, really resonated with me. He hadn't written anything by hand in over a decade, apparently, but he tried this habit. He wrote, "I'm still here, and I'm not done yet."
Powerful sentence.
He admitted it felt kind of silly at first,
Understandable.
but then something shifted. It gave his day a definitive starting point, a small anchor, a place that belonged only to him.
A touchstone.
Yeah. But I imagine for some, picking up a pen might feel daunting, or they might feel they have nothing to say.
That's a very common feeling, absolutely. But the beauty is there's no pressure, no rules, no judgment.
So what kind of sentence works?
It doesn't have to be poetic or profound. It could be something as simple as, "I feel tired today and that's okay." That's an act of self-compassion right there.
Okay.
Or, "I'm proud of how I helped my neighbor yesterday." That can motivate you through a tough morning. Even acknowledging a difficult thought like, "What's the point anymore?" is better written down, named, than swirling unacknowledged in your head.
So acknowledging it helps.
Naming your thoughts helps you begin to face them, yes. The advice is just keep a small notebook and pen handy and let whatever comes to mind surface. No filter needed.
Okay. And finally, our sixth habit. Touch the outdoors, even briefly.
Getting outside, yes.
This directly challenges an unintentional but common slip into what feels like indoor living, where our artificial environments can quietly shrink our experience of being alive.
It's so easy for that to happen.
The suggestion is simply to step outside, even for just a minute.
What's truly fascinating here is the immediate physiological reset that occurs when you do that.
A reset.
Yeah. Morning sunlight, even if it's indirect, tells your brain to reset its internal clock, your circadian rhythm.
Ah, the body clock.
Your heart rate finds a new, more balanced rhythm, and your nervous system tends to calm down.
Just from stepping outside?
Often, yes. And there's also the concept of grounding.
Grounding.
Which is when your bare skin touches natural surfaces like soil, wood, stone, or grass. Some researchers suggest this allows for a transfer of electrons,
Okay.
which they believe can help regulate the body's electrical state, potentially reducing inflammation and maybe even aiding sleep.
Interesting.
But maybe most importantly, it just reminds your body, viscerally, that you're part of something much bigger than your furniture and your four walls.
That connection. The story of Carol, 79, really brings this home.
Another Carol.
Different Carol, yes. She steps onto her back porch barefoot with her coffee for 5 minutes each morning.
Barefoot, so she's grounding.
Yeah. Just listening to the birds and noticing the trees, she told the source, it's the one part of the day where I don't feel old. I just feel here.
I just feel here. That's powerful.
That simple connection seems so profound.
It is. These real sensory experiences, feeling the air, seeing the light, hearing the sounds, they're vital for keeping us connected to life itself.
Mm-hmm.
It allows your body to know it's morning because you felt the cool air, you saw the light shift, you heard the birds.
Not just because the clock told you.
Exactly. It's about letting that moment of peace meet you where you are, truly connecting you to the present moment.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, it's really clear, isn't it? After 70, peace isn't some accidental blessing. It's a gentle choice.
Made daily.
Made daily, often before the world even begins to make demands on you. There's incredible quiet power in those early minutes to steer your thoughts and soothe your heart.
Instead of letting the day just happen to you.
Right, rather than letting the day steer you.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, these habits, they might seem incredibly simple, almost deceptively so.
Yeah, they do sound simple.
But their true beauty lies in that very simplicity. They're not about dramatic overhauls or monumental life changes.
No big resolutions needed.
No. Instead, they're small, steady acts that consistently bring you back to yourself, back to your own well-being. Envision these habits, the gentle waking without screens, the warm water, the quiet moments, the thoughtful walks, writing that single sentence, touching the outdoors like individual threads.
Okay.
When you consciously choose to weave them together, day by day, they build a strong, resilient foundation for your entire day.
That's a lovely way to put it. You've genuinely earned this kind of peace, this kind of mindful beginning.
Absolutely.
So as you, our listener, head into tomorrow, the question really is, what small, deliberate act of care will you choose to start your morning with? Maybe consider which of these habits resonates most deeply with you right now, and think about how you might begin to just gently weave it into your own routine.